Hi everyone, good afternoon. I am very excited and happy today to be hosting an incredible guest with us this afternoon. I would like to tell you a little bit about her background before I reveal her identity, and we are so honored to have her. She's a French Lebanon woman with many remarkable achievements. Her early years were derived from the unimaginable circumstances. She lived through the middle of the Persian Revolution and the Lebanon Civil War. Although her nationality, in fact, is French and Lebanese, she considered herself to be a citizen of the world. Our esteemed guest began her young adult journey by attending Concordia University in Montreal and majored in communication. In 1984, she moved to Los Angeles, and after editing a number of award-winning features films, she successfully marketed her debut as a writer-director with a narrative film titled Nilofar. Her latest work, Generation Zapped Movie, is also provoking and award-winning documentary on the health impact for wireless technology. Today, I'm honored to be hosting director Sabine Elgemayel. How are you, Sabine?
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. We all know our dear viewers, as many as you already know, the beautiful country Lebanon was affected by massive explosion that took place on August 4th. It left 200 persons dead, over 7,000 injured, and 300,000 persons homeless. This event provoked Sabine to show support by creating an online auction, art auction, and it was launched in September 25. Sabine, would you kindly tell us about the online art fundraise, please?
Yes, after the explosion of Beirut, I have family and friends in Lebanon. I felt really, like a lot of people around the world, devastated by the explosion, especially the Lebanese diaspora who could not believe it and felt, I think, guilty of not being able to be near their loved ones back in Lebanon. I think as expats, we all have this, this guilt of living abroad. And rather than be frozen by the pain and the shock, I decided to do something to help Lebanon and launch a benefit art online art auction. So the auction is currently, it's called Artists with Beirut. It's currently online. There's like 2 more days to bid on this on artscoops.com.
Okay, that's amazing. And who's the recipient for the money will be accumulated for this art or auction?
So because of the situation in Lebanon, there's a lot of corruptions, and it was very important to us to have full transparency and to work with 501c3 here in America. So we found the Beirut Emergency Fund 2020, and that is led by SEAL, Social Economic Action for Lebanon, LIFE, Lebanese International Financial Executives, LebNet, Al-Jamhour Alumni, and the American Kuwait Association. So these 5 entities created a humanitarian effort called under the same umbrella, the Beirut Emergency Fund. They have, like for instance, LIFE has an organization in the UK, in Australia, in Switzerland. So the funds can be accepted through LIFE in any currencies, even in lolars, like Lebanese dollars. As of SEAL, they accept US money, but it's really under the Beirut Emergency Fund, and all the funds are put together. And they are working with vetted organizations on the ground. They're very thorough in their selection process. To this date, they have helped the Saint George Hospital, the Atawi Hospital, Hotel Dieu Hospital in Beirut. They have given medical support to the Lebanese Red Cross, Arc-en-Ciel, and Lebanon Needs. And also, they focus as well on shelter and reconstruction with Beit al-Baraka, Musanid, and Offre Joie. So they have distributed already over $2 million, and I believe they already raised over $6 million. Right now, the most pressing needs, that's their mission is really to address the most pressing needs, is really shelter and reconstruction and medical support.
That's amazing. It's amazing that you live here in Los Angeles and you speak mainly French because I think your mother is French, but you're still connecting so much to your home Lebanon. So can you tell me a little bit more how you are very connected, even though you left, I think, 1984, as your bio said?
Yeah, 94. Oh, but I think there's something about Lebanon. Once you're Lebanon, you can never leave it. Either you live there and you can't leave, or you live abroad and you can't let it go. You still have to be involved. I mean, my heart is in Lebanon. I think once you spend your teenagers in a country, there's something very special about that country, the smell, the sights, the language. I do speak Arabic. I understand it well, but not for an interview.
Oh, okay. Actually, our hearts with Lebanon too, because we was growing like listening to Fairuz and all the great music. So all our Arab people and the world with Lebanon right now. And we are thank you, and we are so honored that a lady from Lebanon, originally, she's doing something great like that. So we have, like, I cannot wait to show you the art in the auction, but before the art, I think we need to give some credit for anyone who associated you and supported you to do that project.
Oh, there are so many people. So when I first launched the project, I contacted a friend of mine and colleague in Lebanon, Mira, and she was on Coptic TV on Saturday as well.
Yes, she's amazing.
She's a communications specialist and a project designer.
Yeah.
And I needed someone on the ground because I don't think we could pull off such a big auction, such a big event without support on the ground in Lebanon. And then here I immediately contacted my friend Talim Saab and because it's a lot of work to start getting the artists together to do some research, and there's any little thing takes you away from it better. So I needed to do the outreach for the artists, and so her daughter Caroline Saab helped me tremendously with all the administrative things. And then there's Pascal Galli as well, who's a graphic designer. She did a little video. I believe we're going to be showing it soon. On the ground, there's Art Scoops, the team at Art Scoops. There's Alat and Lean, who are doing all the Insta posts, and you know how social media is demanding. So, and Ahaya and May Marabashi, who are the founders of Art Scoop. So that's pretty much the team.
Yeah, I am sure this effort brought by love from many people, and we thanking them all, especially you, of course. Okay, Sabine. I
do want to say, though, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but everybody who has been working on the team is working pro bono, and all the funds, 100% of the fund, are actually going to the Beirut Emergency Fund 2020, and is going directly to the organization instead
of course
on ground zero. There's no dilution.
Yeah, that's very important. So anyone will participate, buy an art or make a donation, 100% will go to Beirut, and those 300,000 homeless, it's really huge number. We are really sad, but we are trying to support as much as we could. So Sabine, there is many fundraise going around. So why you chose the art, and who drove you to choose the art especially?
Instinct, I don't know. I'm a small-time art collector. I love art. I know the first, I reached out to an artist friend of mine here in Los Angeles, and I wanted to tried to not ask Lebanese artists who I believe have suffered a lot and their galleries have been destroyed. Some of them have had their artwork completely shattered. So it felt not the right thing to do, to ask them to donate 100% of their artwork. And so I started by reaching out to some friends here in Los Angeles. And the response was really heartwarming. So that's how it started. Once you have one person saying yes, and then another person saying yes, and then it grows that way.
Okay, amazing. We have a phone call. Maybe we can take the phone call and then we'll talk about the arts. Hello? Hello, Shireen?
Hi.
Hi, Shireen. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. I just wanted to call because I saw your show and I thought it was really admirable what you guys are doing.
Thank you. Do you want to say anything to Sabine?
Oh, hi, Sabine. I definitely wanted to ask you about the art and like what kind of art is going to be auctioned?
Yeah, we go.
Yeah, I think Mira Victor has some surprise for you to show you some of the art. The auction has started on September 25th, so last Friday, and it ends this Friday at 8 a.m. Los Angeles time, which is 3 p.m. Beirut time. So there's various artists from Los Angeles, New York, Beirut, Montreal, Brussels. There's and it's not only art. There's a few experiences as well. We have Tony Warrett, the haute couture fashion designer, who has given a fabulous dress. If you have a wedding coming up, and the beautiful thing that he's giving the dress that can be adjusted to the size of the bidder, and with a drawing of the dress. So there's actually a signed sketch of the dress that comes along with it. There's also two experiences with filmmakers. So there's Philippe Araktinji and Shireen Dabis. Philippe is a Lebanese filmmaker. He directed Under the Bomb, his latest film, and Shireen Dabis was the director of America. And she's done a lot of TV shows as well, and was involved with Rami. And so they are giving an hour of their time to have people pitch their projects, ask advice. Every artist has been incredibly generous. There's also a sculpture from Jean Borossian, and it's a burnt book, mixed media book, beautiful piece. I don't know the number, but I encourage you to go to the website and to scroll through and see all the art. Again, you have artists, you have photography, sculpture, ceramic with a piece by Nevin Bouez, and collages with a piece by Zena Assi, for instance.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Amazing. This is really amazing. I know. I'm going to take a look at it. I'm excited.
Thank you so much.
There's 4 days left, so please share it with your network.
I will. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So can you tell us, Sabine, the website again, please, one more time? And I think we're going to play a small video while we're talking, but can you tell me the website so people can go and see it?
Yeah, it's Artscoops. It's AARTSCOOPS.com. Auctions, and it's the auction Artists with Beirut, because they have several auctions going on, but our auction is Artists with Beirut, and they are an online selling art platform.
Okay, so before we'll show the art as well, I am sure any project or any good deeds, it faces many challenges. Do you face any challenging situation you can share with us while you're preparing for this project?
Well, every step of it all is challenging. First of all, there's the emotional challenge of doing something for Beirut and wanting to raise some funds for Lebanon, how to do that with transparency and the right efforts. There's finding the team who's willing to help you from the heart and being a heartfelt supporter. There's the artists, reaching out to them, asking them to donate their work of art. That's not an easy thing to do. That's a pretty big challenge. Or collectors. And then once that is done, and we're putting finding the right NGO to give the money to, the right online platform that would be able to do such an auction, so that people from all over the world can actually bid online. It's many challenges, and now the challenge that we have is communication. It's in the media. Beirut was in the news the first 5 days. I think the first week, Impact Lebanon raised over £6 million, and unfortunately now it's not in the news anymore. So unless you're from the Middle East or Lebanese or concerned by what's happening in the reconstruction, especially now that winter is around the corner, then that's a big challenge, because you've got to do fast, raise a lot of money fast, so that organizations have the money fast to get the reconstruction going.
Okay, that's great. We can speak for hours and hours about these, but let me start the arts with one. It touched my heart, and it means really, really a lot for me. Lot number 6, Rania Mater. Can you explain this art? And we'll show it on the TV right now.
Oh, Rania Mater is a wonderful photographer. She's got an amazing collection of photography women, which she calls She. You can actually go on her website and see her work. She's based in New York, so primarily she lives in New York, and she exhibits around the world. She's a Guggenheim fellow. So I'm not sure what the piece is called, Mariam. It's hard for me to talk about the piece because I think that I don't want to misrepresent the artist. But I can tell you why I chose this photography, because Rania kindly sent a few photographs, and it's difficult. They send you their best work, and to choose is challenging. Some artists give you the work that they want to have features, and others give you a choice. So it was very hard to choose between her photos, and I showed this photo to a few friends of mine in LA, the selection, and this is the one that stayed with the people. And I think that the stone and the red of the woman half through with a red rose that maybe, yes. I don't know if you see it well online, but when you blow up the picture, it's so brightly red.
It represents lots of feelings and emotions everyone in Lebanon are going through right now. That's what I feel. So yeah, everybody's behind their house half destroyed, yes. And it was important for Anya to give a photo from Lebanon. She wanted to, because she has a much different type of series. Right now she has a COVID series behind the windows, in front of the window. I forgot how she calls it, but anyway, she takes photos of people behind their windows. That is just fabulous. But she felt very strongly that the photograph needed to be from Lebanon, with the stones of Lebanon, the heart of Lebanon, the look in the eye of the woman from Lebanon. So it's a photo that speaks to the people. Okay, and this is really amazing one, and one similar to it. It's a different perspective, but I see it as a similar. Lot number 16, John Bonsion, and this is really touched my heart as well. Can you tell me about John Bonsion?
Yeah, about his work. Yes. He is a very well-known artist, especially among the Armenian community, and he has wonderful works that are exhibited in many museums, and he has a foundation, the Jean Bonsion Foundation Villa Antin in Brussels. So this particular piece is very striking. It's the photo online doesn't give it justice, but it's a real book that has been burnt, that represents the story of Lebanon, and the book is still there. You know, Lebanon is still there, and Lebanon will rebuild. So it's the book also, it's about the history. Like, you know, we write about history, we keep records of what's happening, and the fact that it's burnt is a representation of what Lebanon has been through.
Yes,
through this history.
Yes, it's amazing art. Thank you for John Boursion, and thank you for presenting this in your auction. I think this is one of the uniquest art you have. Then there is one, like, it's a bazaar for me, which is Zuli art, Lebanon in our heart. I am not sure why there is too many greens, but do you have any explanation? It's one of the uniquest art as well.
You know, this is a very interesting piece because it has been done by a street artist in France. And when I was connected to him, he said he does a lot of portraits. He's quite an upcoming and emerging artist, and quite known. He wanted to do a piece of art especially for Lebanon. So he did this flag of Lebanon with acrylic paint and spray paint on canvas. It's exceptional. I mean, I see, you know, any organizations should have that, should bid on this piece to have the flag of Lebanon, you know, the consulate. I even contacted the consulate for them to, in Los Angeles, you know, to have such a work of art. And it's very touching because France has been very supportive of Lebanon with Macron and all the various art initiatives that have been happening and that Jacques Long had been promoting and make happen. And so it's touching that this, I find it very representative of France's help to Lebanon. The French artists actually make that flag, and it's in spray paint. There's something very street arty and very trendy about it.
Yes.
It fully represents the new Lebanon that needs to be rebuilt from that.
So actually, it's very unique that you picked every piece has lots and huge meaning behind it. So it's not just an art you will go and buy to support Lebanon, but something will really show how we are like cooperating with Lebanon and how Lebanon is doing right now. Especially this one, Dia Murad, if I say his name correct, about Gibran Khalil Gibran. This picture or this art is amazing. It shows lots of pain. Can you explain a little bit?
Well, I just want to say that this photo is the success of the auction in a way. It's a success story for photographer Dia Murad. The photography was going for $600, was evaluated between $600 and $900, and it's now at $5,000.
Wow.
So it's, I mean, do the math. It's been multiplied by a lot. And he has, he does a lot of architectural photography. The story behind it is that he's taken so many pictures of old buildings before the explosion. He went back after the explosion to take the same pictures of the same buildings. And right now he is summed by the UNESCO. He has become the photographer. They asked him for his photos because they're going to be planning the reconstruction based on his photos. So he's their advisor, so to say.
Yeah, this photo or this art, it means a lot because Gibran Khalil Gibran, he's like part of Lebanon identity, if I am correct, and that's amazing piece. I wish if everyone goes to the website and try to support Beirut, everyone. So the other art is 45, the director Philippe, right?
Yes, Philippe Alatunji.
Yes.
So Philippe, the film director. I think I mentioned that earlier. He's the director of Under the Bombs, Bosta, and other movies, and he is He's also a photographer, but he wasn't in Beirut at the moment where I needed the art to actually publish it online, because that was his original intention, was to give one of his photography. So then we quickly reevaluated, and he kindly offered to do a consultation, basically, or conversation. You know, there's a lot of filmmakers here in LA who hire script consultants, who pitch their coaches to pitch their projects, and Philippe has such a wonderful experience. He shot Under the Bombs in the 2006 war in Lebanon. He actually, after the explosion on August 4th, he took his camera and he was on ground zero with his camera. So it's someone who has really a strong perspective and opinion on what's happening, and he is able to jump into action and film the moment to actually come back later, make a movie about it, and be able to reflect. Like, he's able to jump in the trauma of it without thinking, only to make sense afterwards, because he's grabbing the most the most pressing images or the most recent images, and not in a news fashion way. He's not in an intrusive way either, really as an observer. And so I just thought, well, it's people have a little bit of an auction fatigue, like everybody's doing auctions to raise funds for Lebanon, from arts to donuts to marathons to bake sales. And so I thought, why not have an auction where you have a conversation with someone, you have an experience, and you actually have an exchange.
Yes, amazing, complicated, feelings, and that's amazing. Thank you for him. Of course, I have another art here. It's very bizarre and beautiful. It's called Remember, lot number 2, for the artist. So let me tell you the artist's name. Zina Asi. Yes.
Yeah, this is also another success story. I think her highest limit was tripled or maybe quadrupled by now. I don't know.
Yeah, it's 27 bids.
People are bidding as we speak. Yeah. She's an artist that exhibits in Paris and Beirut, and this collage is very unique because it represents the actual explosion. Her city after the explosion. It has I believe on the left side, like, explosion and the date of the explosion, and it's a extraordinary piece.
Yes, it has lots of meanings and colors, and you need like hours to try to understand what's going on, but it's an amazing piece, and it has actually 27 bids so far, so good luck on that one.
And I mean, sorry to interrupt, but it's really Beirut. When you look at Beirut from port of Beirut, you see all those houses one on top of the other, and you wonder how if everything is holding together. And when I watch her collage, I have that feeling as well.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Yes, of course. So the other one, it has a high bid right now. I'm not sure if you know that, but Ihab Ahmed, the Surviving in a Broken World. So this one has 19 bids, and it's going like high. So
yeah, so it's a beautiful piece. It's different than his other pieces. He tends to be more colorful, and in this piece, it's more even tones, the greens, and it really represents the feeling of what everybody's feeling right now, with a little bit of hope, but at the same time, so much grievance. It's complicated, and it's very Miro-esque for me.
Yeah, it's a very nice colors too. So we'll go to Jean-Marc Nahas.
Jean-Marc Nahas, yes.
Yes. So this one has lots of like faces, and I think can you tell me about it, please?
Yes, so Jean-Marc Nahas is an artist that is he's based in Montreal, and he is, I'm sorry, Maxine,
okay. I know it's a lot. I am surprised you know everything.
You're on TV and you have your kid walking during your interview to print something. I'm so sorry, everybody, but I think that with COVID, this is what's happening with everybody.
Yes, true. That's so cute. So
yeah, about Jean-Marc Nahas. So he's an artist, Canadian Lebanese. He's based in Canada at the moment. He has artwork in the British Museum. And it's a beautiful piece. I urge people to go and watch it, and it's every little corner is telling a story of what's happening with the characters, with the Lebanese people, the different emotions. And sorry, I'm looking left because I'm actually looking at the artwork.
Okay, that's amazing. So last one.
I'm not sure, don't quote me on this, but I believe he also has a piece at the Sursot Museum that has been devastated by the explosion.
Oh, that's amazing. So last one we have is Tony Ward, the gown. So can you tell me about this one? It's a beautiful lady. She has that gown.
Yeah, I spoke a little bit about it earlier. This is haute couture, the dress donated by Tony Ward Couture. It's a beautiful piece, and it comes with a sketch of the artist, the sketch of the dress. The dress is in Beirut and can be adjusted, sent or adjusted at the Tony Ward store. And it's we want to reach different, not everybody's on the art, and some people have weddings coming up or runways, and it's another way of supporting Lebanon.
It's amazing. Actually, there is more arts, but it's amazing that you know everyone like by heart, every art by heart. So I feel like it's part of you or something you do in passion. That's why you understand each of them and you know the history of the artists, which is really amazing. What you want to tell the world about what's happening right now in Lebanon and how important we all support Lebanon and actually support any event that happens around the world?
Well, like I mentioned it before, the shelter and reconstruction and medical support are really, really very basic needs. Basically, there's over 300,000 people who are displaced, and in a small city of Beirut, it's a human disaster. And so right now, I encourage people from every country outside of Lebanon to bid on this art because. Like I said, the money is going directly to the organizations, and you get to have a piece of art, and the artist is giving this as like it's part of him, a little bit of himself with every artwork that he's donating, and by us bidders or art collectors contributing to the reconstruction of Beirut and getting a piece of art, I couldn't see a better way. Now I have to say, it's 100% of the funds are going to SEAL, and the reason was to have full transparency and have people donate to the association, because a lot of time people are wondering whether their money is really going where it needs to be going. With the Beirut Emergency Fund, it is absolutely going where you want to see your dollars go. I wish we could have help the artists to have a percentage as well, because the art world right now is bleeding, like the entertainment industry is difficult because of the COVID situation, in addition to all the difficulties in the Middle East. So any fresh money that can come from outside bidders, from outside of Lebanon means twice as much.
And at least their names is out there and everyone will be talking about them. Their pieces are very unique, and please go find the auction, try to make a bid, also make a search for each artist, and I am sure many people will support the artist as well. We have like no words to thank you, Sabine, and all your team for what you're doing. And I wish to meet you again after the auction and you tell me the result. What's you're expecting for this auction after it ends, Sabine?
Oh, I haven't made the math yet. I'm more into the arts than in math, but you know, we're definitely, I think, gonna exceed. I'm hoping. I don't know. I haven't made it, but I think we're gonna exceed 100,000. I don't want to make promises though.
Yes, but what you're doing is amazing, and I wish we hear good news after the auction. Thank you so much, Sabine. We really enjoyed the art, and next time I want to know more about you. I know you're a famous filmmaker, and we'll talk about that later.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, and showing the artists with Beirut.
Thank you, of course. So, Sabine, can you tell us the website one more time? I know we already
it's www.artscoop. So it's artscoops.com. And then you need to find the auction of artists with Beirut. And the auction ends October 2nd at 8 a.m. LA time, which is 11 a.m. DC time, which is 3 p.m. Beirut time.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Sabine Elgemayel. Thank you so much. And everyone, I will see you in more excited episode. Please support Lebanon. Support part of our identity, because Lebanon is part of us. So support it. And I wish if this auction go viral and everyone like bid and get a piece of art, because it's amazing. You will never see this art anywhere again. And thank you to Sabine. Thank you for everyone. I will see you again. Ask Mira show. Bye-bye. Thank you for CSAT TV too. Thank you.